Good morning. Welcome to Time in His Word. As I've said before, I listen to quite a bit of XM radio and a special channel 65. It's titled Enlighten. It's basically it's quartets, gospel quartets. They sing a lot of the older hymns and I really enjoy that style, that type of Christian music. Sunday, while driving, I was listening to the Gaithers program, and they was talking to a songwriter, singer, and I'm terrible with names, so I don't remember what his name was to save my life. I don't remember the title of the song to save my life, but they played it quite a bit over the last few days, and the premise of the song is that at his church they have a basement, which a lot of churches do. Ours doesn't, but a lot of churches have a basement, and it's usually Sunday school rooms, or it could be the fellowship hall. They many different uses, just like any business or any type of place that has a basement. But he was talking about that at their church, if I remember correctly, they have the AA meetings are in the basement. And he said he got to thinking about it, and what he was getting at is, well, a lot of times we will see God's hand in something. He compared it to the sanctuary. He said the sanctuary has a lot of great stuff happens. You see people saved, you see lives dedicated to Christ, you see weddings, you see all those type of things that we're used to seeing coming from the sanctuary. But he was saying, think about the basement and all the good that comes out of the basement. In other words, think about all the good stuff that happens behind the scenes, things we don't see, things that aren't talked about, but yet they happen some way. And I got to thinking about that, and I like that comparison, because there's a lot of people a lot of Christians that just go about their daily routine without bringing focus on themselves, because they don't seek glory or fame for what they're doing. They just want to serve the Lord. And I think that's why I like that song so well, because that's what he's getting at. We can all see the stuff that, like I mentioned before, that we see happening in the sanctuary. But think about the things that goes on behind the scenes that we don't see. The kitchen worker who one of the helpers is having a bad day, and they quietly gather in the corner and talk and pray, and things are resolved. And then when they're done, they just go about their day. There's nobody knows that unless one of those two say something about it. Or the person who, there's a program that our church has participated in for a number of years called Upwards Basketball, and it's for little guys and girls. They have cheerleaders now. I think they have girls basketball, but it's a great program for kids. And part of it is all the kids must play in the game. They don't keep score, but kids keep score. They have practice, and so on. During the week they have practice like anything else. They have a time of prayer and dedication, and then at the games at halftime they have somebody bring a devotional for halftime for the parents as the kids get ready to play the second half of their game. And that program, there's a lot of good that's come out of that that's not known as if it had been done in the sanctuary. And that's what that song is getting at, and I think that's why I like it so well. I'm more inclined to see what goes on behind the scenes and the positive results that comes from that. It's easy to see the person Sunday morning walk forward and accept Christ as a personal Savior, and I'm not knocking that. I think that's great. But behind the scenes, who all helped that person get to that point to accept Christ for their personal Savior and follow Him and baptize Him? Who all helped with the basketball program Upwards at the church, but never, unless they were acknowledged, nobody known knew they were helping. That's what I'm getting at. That's what I like and take about that song, is the ones that quietly go about serving God, serving our Savior, doing whatever they can to lead others to Christ. Maybe you're in the workplace and everybody knows you go to church. Nobody says much to you, but maybe they poke fun at you every now and then, and you laugh because you know that's just part of it. But yet, when something tragic happens in their life, you're the first person they seek out on Monday morning, and they share what's happened, and they ask you to pray for them. And then afterwards they say, I think I want to get what you have. I see how you walk through life. And while life gets you down, you seem to always have a smile and able to press forward seemingly with no difficulties. That's what that song is getting at. So, are you one of those that quietly goes about doing God's work and not worrying about recognition? Or are you more worried about being recognized for what you're doing? Because then, my question to you is, who are you serving?